Let's move on to the Huntington Beach Oilers. They led 14-0 heading into the fourth quarter. They ended up losing that game 28-20. Defense pitching a shutout through 3 quarters, but the wheels kind of came off there at the end. So a tough loss for Brett Brown's squad.
Huntington Beach was missing some key players. They were banged up at multiple positions. Hideo Ray, one of the biggest parts of their offense and defense, he was out with a leg injury. So look for him to make a big impact in next week's game. But when you're missing a guy who you expect to get 9 or 10 catches a game, you're going to miss some offensive production. Also missing left tackle Trent Light, huge part of the offense, a guy that they expect to be a leader. He'll be back next week. Other pieces on the O-line were banged up as well. So this is a team, and missing Castro, one of their best defensive backs. So it was a team that was a little bit undermanned. Still, Huntington Beach put up a good performance, and we expect for them to bounce back. A.J. Perez, he'll get some good protection next week. Hideo Ray will provide a safety net, some checkdowns for the quarterback, but we have to give credit to A.J. Vandermeer. He was a sophomore last year, stepped up big and made big plays in the spring season, but he filled in for Hideo Ray, had 9 catches, scored a touchdown. He was a big part of what they did. And obviously Tyler Moses, the MVP from last season, we always expect him to play well. He did, but he had a lot of attention. He's playing receiver, not just playing defense, and the defense knows they want to go to Moses, especially with Hideo Ray out. So he saw a lot of double teams, didn't get a lot of looks on the offensive end, but he did have a 30-yard touchdown. That was big for the Oilers. So look for them to get healthy next week and continue to improve.
Yeah, just like the Edison Chargers aren't a team that I expect to get blown out the way they did. I know we'll talk about that in a second. I don't think the Huntington Beach Oilers are the team that we saw on Friday night against Aliso Niguel. I think we've yet to see their best performance, or really even their most mediocre performance. I think we saw, a diet Huntington Beach team. I'm excited to see them at full strength, and we had the chance to talk to head coach Brett Brown, and we asked him, what's your message for the team heading into game number 2?
I told him last night, I said, I think this loss could be a blessing in disguise. We've been getting a little bit of hype, and we're not necessarily used to that, and people are talking about us and have some players to watch, and I think it kind of brought us back down to earth, that we got to continue to work every day.
And Howard, I put a little bit of that blame on us because we really hyped up the Oilers in our season preview. We talked about their depth at wide receiver being a strength. Then they lose their number 1 wide receiver. So I love Brett Brown. I love his message to the team. I believe he's going to get things, I shouldn't even say heading in the right. It's week 1. I don't want to overreact, but I do put a little bit of the blame on Sunset Rewind for overhyping the Oilers.
Well, they'll bounce back. A lot of senior leaders on that team. They're ready for this moment. So they dropped game 1, but we expect for them to continue to improve and have a lot of wins this season in Sunset League.